Navy SEAL justice.
A routine drill turns into an attack on Sarah Watson, until a silent SEAL walks in, ends careers on the spot, and leaves one question hanging: who ordered it? Sarah Watson liked the quiet before a storm. It made each breath simple. It made the ground honest. The bay air tasted of salt and metal when the instructors blew whistles. Night ops simulation, cold water, low light, no excuses. She checked her straps twice, checked her radio, checked her mind. In 2, 1. She moved. The water rose to her ribs, dark, heavy. It pulled at her gear like a jealous hand. She thought about rhythm. 3 strokes. Pause. Listen. The training compound slept behind her, all cement and hard angles. The moon didn't show up for work. Sarah led her element past the pontoon marker. Everyone kept low. No chatter. Only hands, only taps. She'd earned this lead by being boring, by being early, precise, hard to rattle. Some respected that. Some didn't. She felt their looks every day. The looks said she should be slower, or quieter, or gone. They hit the culvert gate and slid under. The world shrank to breath and echo. Her light stayed off. She knew the turns. She had walked the map in her head 100 times. You don't guess in the dark. You remember. A hand brushed her shoulder, not her second. Pressure felt wrong. Aggressive. Hold, she whispered. Another hand seized her harness and dragged. A third jammed her elbow. A fourth tried to pin her head under the waterline, laughter, quick, small. The kind you make when you don't think rules apply. Her throat went fire-hot, then ice-cold. She rolled her hips, broke the hold, and shoved off the wall. Her palm found a jaw. Crack. Water took the sound and ate it. She breathed in numbers, 4 count again. Identify, she hissed, no answer. Only a hissed slur she'd heard before in different hallways. This wasn't a bad joke. It was a choice. Her second tried to wedge in, but got clipped from the side. Someone had planned angles. Shadow stacked on shadow. Sarah felt the culvert become a trap. She needed space. She needed air. She needed the rule book to matter again. She slammed her shoulder into a chest, felt ribs, heard shock, used him like a door and forced her way to the surface pocket. Cold air slapped her face. She gulped once, twice, a voice cut the night. Not loud, not rushed. Enough. The tone made everyone still. The water stilled with them. Even the culvert seemed to listen. A figure moved at the gate like a midnight verdict. No rank flashes. No broadcast. Just authority that didn't need a microphone. One of the attackers swore. It came out thin. The figure stepped in. A wrist turned. A body folded. Another hand met a throat and guided it to the wall without drama. A third shape lunged and went weightless, then heavy, then quiet. The water carried their heat away. Sarah's heartbeat slowed. The figure looked at her through the dark. Calm eyes, audit eyes. She knew the outline now. Everyone did. The SEAL they were told to emulate but would never meet like this. The one who lived in the margins of briefings. The one who didn't bluff. Watson, he said. On me. She moved, waterline cutting her chest. The culvert smelled like rubber and bad judgment. The SEAL's voice dipped low for the men he'd pinned. Careers end fast. Yours just did. One attacker tried to rise. A hand disagreed. He stayed down. Sirens began to flicker awake on the far pier. The compound realized something had changed and started to care. Sarah steadied her breathing and took inventory. Elbow tender. Pride intact. Trust damaged. The SEAL nodded at her. You okay? Yes, sir. Good, now look at them. Memorize their faces. We'll need every detail. She looked. They wouldn't look back. Not at her. Not at him. Names, the SEAL said. No one spoke. He tilted his head at Sarah. Fine. We'll find out another way. Footsteps hit the pier. Radios hissed. A floodlight found the culvert mouth and burned the dark off the walls. 3 men flinched, one spat. The SEAL didn't blink. Out, he said. They moved toward the light. Sarah counted each step, then stopped counting because a new sound was coming from the pier. Boots, many, and a voice she recognized. It belonged to someone who smiled for photographs and shook hands in front of flags. The voice said, "Stand down. We'll handle this internally." Sarah's jaw tightened. The SEAL's shoulders did not move at all. If you're into Navy SEAL justice, military training gone wrong, and real-time accountability, subscribe now and hit the bell. Next part drops with names, motives, and the command that tried to bury it. Darkness returned like a switch. Someone had control of the lights. Someone with keys. Sarah kept her voice flat. Secondary exit? Left sump, her second whispered. Negative, said the SEAL. They're waiting. He didn't guess. He knew. That scared her more than the dark. The culvert carried low voices from the pier. Sarah heard the word optics, heard quiet resolution, heard her own last name spoken like a PR problem. The SEAL listened with his head tilted, eyes closed, like he was mapping voices on a wall. Watson, he said, do you want protocol or outcome? She waited. Protocol meant paperwork, meetings, warnings. Outcome meant truth, fast and clean. Outcome. He almost smiled. Almost. Good choice. He moved them deeper into the culvert, past the sump where a second ambush waited. She smelled cologne. Heard a boot scrape. The SEAL snapped his fingers. A pebble bounced once. The boot moved. Timing exposed the silhouette. Sarah's second threw a light punch of lumens. The ambushers blinked. That was all the time needed. The SEAL took the first by posture, set him off axis, and let physics deliver the message. Sarah caught the second at the bicep, spun, and used the pipe wall as leverage. The man gasped and complied. Training does that. It teaches you the moment where fight turns to regret. Two more, the SEAL said, already walking. Behind the grate, they reached the outflow. The grate had been locked with a shiny new hasp. New means recent. Recent means planned. The SEAL pressed his thumb to the steel. He wasn't testing the metal. He was timing a rhythm, 3 seconds on, 2 off, like the compound generators when they cycled. On the beat, he told Sarah. When I say go, you go. No debates, copy. Go, he went first. Always first. The lock died to a tool she didn't see. The grate slid. Cold bay water shoved in like a crowd. They moved with it, not against it, and spilled into open night. Floodlights spun and found them. Orders flew. Command staff stood at the pier in clean boots, faces set to neutral. Their posture said they'd rehearsed neutral. Stand down, the ranking officer called. We have the incident contained. The SEAL looked up, unbothered. No, Captain. You have a scandal contained. There's a difference. Silence widened. Radios, suddenly shy, stopped. Somewhere an engine idled too long. Sarah saw the men who'd pinned her, now on the dock wrapped in towels, acting like victims of a cold night. An officer she knew by reputation, smooth, careful, was already building the story with small words and soft edges. Watson, he called, voice warm. Let's get you inside. We'll take statements in the morning. She wanted heat. She wanted the sting of salt to leave her skin. She also wanted a world where the morning didn't cook the truth. Statement now, she said. The SEAL nodded, like a judge who'd just heard the right filing. He stepped up the ladder. Dockboards complained under his weight. He stood eye level with the captain and didn't salute. It wasn't disrespect, it was focus. 3 recruits executed a coordinated assault during a sanctioned evolution, he said. They are identified on camera, on telemetry, and by the bruises on my operator's arms. He meant the way surgeons say my patient. Ownership without romance. Duty, not drama. I terminated the assault with the minimum force required. The captain's jaw worked once, twice. You will submit reports through my office. And you, the SEAL said, pointing to the 3 in towels, will submit your badges now. A dozen heartbeats passed. Somewhere a gull laughed. No one else did. The smooth officer tried a new tactic. We should consider careers, futures. This can be non-judicial. Careers ended in that culvert, the SEAL said. On the spot, a car door shut behind them. Sarah turned and saw a sedan she'd never seen on base. It had no plate up front. It had tinted glass that drank the floodlights. The rear door opened. A woman stepped out, hair pinned, suit perfect, eyes used to tables where decisions get baked and served cold. Chief, she said to the SEAL. First name clipped. Familiar. A word. He didn't move. No more words in hallways. No more quiet rooms. Her eyes moved to Sarah. Assessed, measured. Watson, right? You'll get what you deserve. Sarah felt the weight of that sentence. It could mean anything. It often did, the woman signaled. 2 security contractors unfolded from the sedan like knives. Their badges were not Navy. Their smiles were not friendly. Don't miss part 3. Sealed culvert evidence, names named, and command pressure exposed. Subscribe for Navy SEAL accountability stories that pull 0 punches. The recorder looked cheap. It wasn't. The LED winked like a dare. Chain of custody? The SEAL asked. The contractor tried to smile. Just helping the truth. Whose truth? No answer. The SEAL handed the device to Sarah. Hold it. Don't press anything. She did. The plastic felt slick, like it wanted to slip away before it could testify. The suited woman shifted posture. Chief, you're escalating. Only to match you, he said. The captain cut in. He sounded tired of being in his own body. Let's take this inside. No, the SEAL said. We take it wide. He turned to the dock camera and spoke into its patient glass. Timestamp, location, parties present. He read names, even the ones trying to be furniture. He read badge numbers. He read silence. He read the night like a ledger. The three in towels shrank. Their bravado cooled with the wind. One finally broke. It was a test. We were told to push boundaries. By whom? Sarah asked. He swallowed. Doesn't matter now. It does, the SEAL said. It decides whether you're dumb or evil. Pick carefully. The contractor hissed into a sleeve mic. The floodlights flickered again, then steadied. Power games. Old as stone. Sarah kept scanning. Two details clicked the puzzle. A damp shoe print near the sedan, too small for any man here, and a faint smear of red on the rear door's chrome. Lipstick. Someone else had ridden in. Or out. Chief, Sarah said, we're missing one. He tracked her finger. He nodded once. Good eyes. The suited woman exhaled, almost amused. You think this is bigger? It isn't. It's personnel. It's paperwork. It's a quiet fix. The SEAL's voice dropped. Paper can be quiet. Steel isn't. He looked at the captain again. You have 10 seconds to order an evidence hold on every camera and access panel in a 100-yard radius. If you don't, I will assume obstruction and act accordingly. The captain stared at him like a man looking at a storm and choosing whether to pretend it's a breeze. He lifted his radio. Base control, lock down the pier, full preserve, route all feeds to external review. The suited woman's smile vanished. External? Independent, the SEAL said. Sarah heard it then. Boots. Many. Not the sloppy rhythm of recruits, the measured beat of people who belong to the night. Two master-at-arms squads formed a line. Their sergeant nodded to the SEAL, not to the captain. The line mattered. Watson, the SEAL said, walk me through your minute. All of it. No cleanup. She did. Short sentences. No embroidery. When she got to the first grab, her voice sharpened and then evened out. She stuck the landing. Good, he said. Now them. He didn't ask questions the way officers do. Slow, leading, polite. He used the surgeon method. Cut, cut, cut. He asked where they'd staged, who signed out extra towels, why their comms were set to a dead channel, why a lock from a storage cage had found a new life on a culvert grate. The answers came as lies usually do. Soft at first, then brittle. Two collapsed under their own weight. The third held, until Sarah asked one thing she hadn't planned to ask. Why me? He flinched. That was the tell. Your noise, he said. A problem they wanted gone. Who's they? The SEAL pressed. The suited woman spoke for him. Enough. You have what you need. Not yet, the SEAL said. We're still missing the voice that gave permission. He turned, not to the captain, not to the woman, but to the camera above the warehouse door. It had a fisheye ring. It had also been recently adjusted, a hair to the left. He saw the new angle. He knew what that meant. Someone had wanted the culvert, not the pier. Control, the captain said into his radio. Pull warehouse cam 7, now. Negative, came the reply. Cam 7 went offline at 2100. Sarah checked her watch. 21 Gauss had been the briefing. Someone had pulled the eyes right when words mattered. The contractor reached for the recorder in Sarah's hand. The SEAL didn't threaten. He just looked. The hand retreated. Chief, the woman said, words now knives. You're assuming you can win this in public. You can't. We have time. You have a moment. Moments fade. He tilted his head. True. But sometimes a moment prints. Let's print. He nodded to the sergeant. The MA team split like a zipper and revealed a figure behind them. Wet hair, torn sleeve, blood on the ear, a recruit, not from Sarah's element. He looked young enough to still miss home. The SEAL's voice softened. "Tell her." The recruit swallowed. "I heard them plan it," he said to Sarah. "In the laundry. Said the culvert's perfect. Said the captain would call it realism. Said a woman from upstairs wanted to see how you'd break." The doc went very quiet. Like this female lead military thriller. Tap subscribe. Part 4 brings orders from upstairs, laundry room witness, and a SEAL's impossible ultimatum. They bagged the name tag like it was a shard of a broken oath. The MA sergeant sealed it, marked it, handed it to the SEAL. "Chain's clean," the sergeant said. "Keep it that way," the SEAL replied. Sarah watched the suited woman's jaw slacken by 1 degree. Not fear yet. Annoyance. People like her didn't fear process, they manipulated it. But the process had grown teeth tonight. "Captain," the SEAL said, "you'll convene an immediate Article 32 equivalent fact-finding. Witness protection for the laundry room recruit starts now." The captain nodded. "Done." The suited woman finally shifted tactics. "Chief, you've created a circus. The Navy hates circuses." He shrugged. "The Navy hates predators more." A pier light buzzed. Somewhere, a generator coughed. Time didn't stop for justice. It never does. Sarah stepped closer to the recruit. "Start at the beginning." He spoke like every word might break. "They said you made them look weak. Said the chief would cover for them because he knows the game. Said the woman upstairs wanted a recording, for proof, or leverage, or both." The woman arched an eyebrow. "Source management isn't a crime. Targeting is," the SEAL said. He turned to Sarah. "You're going to hear apologetic words. Training, culture, friction. They're code for we don't want to deal with this. Ignore them." "I plan to," she said. A black SUV rolled in fast, then braked in that confident way people brake when they own outcomes. A flag officer stepped out, star on the collar, weathered face, no smile. He took it all in with one hard sweep. "Chief, Captain," he said. "Ms. Doyle." So the woman had a name. He looked at Sarah last. "Watson." "Admiral," the SEAL said, and finally his tone tilted toward respect. "We have assault, conspiracy, and an attempted evidence wipe." Doyle, the suited woman, answered first. "We have an overreaction during training, an ambitious recruit, and a chief who prefers theater to channels." The Admiral listened without blinking. Then he said the sentence Sarah needed to hear. "Tonight I prefer results." Doyle's lips thinned. "Then your result is turbulence, media, lawsuits, recruiting optics." "My result," the Admiral said, "is a unit that understands the line." The SEAL handed him the bagged name tag and the contractor's recorder. "2 artifacts, 1 conspiracy. We need the source." The Admiral turned to the captain. "Why was Cam 7 down?" "Maintenance," the captain said too quickly. "Find the work order," the Admiral said. "If it doesn't exist, you're the work order." He faced Doyle. "Your people will leave this pier." "They answer to OLA," she said, meaning an office stocked with lawyers and PowerPoints. "They answer to me here," he said, meaning now. She hesitated. Her contractors did not. They started back to the sedan. One looked at Sarah like she was already a footnote. That look was a mistake. "Watson," the SEAL said. "Walk." He took her past the ranks, past the tape, into the quiet side of the warehouse. It smelled like rope and diesel. Flat lights showed wet footprints that told a story backward.